Okay, today's lesson is on catching your horse. All right, and this horse that we've got here today, his name is Mud. And me and Mud just met when I brought him in the Roundpen in here. And he's 10 years old. He's kind of been there, done that Mustang. I mean, he's worked on a cattle feed lot for, I think he was out there for like 90 days. And then he's been kind of backcountry trail riding, cow moving, fence fixing, family riding horse for the last few years. And so he's not new to being caught for sure, but as I tried catching him this morning, I definitely noticed he had some issues about being caught. And so we're going to use him for our video today on how to catch your horse. So the chemicals, right? We're going to be talking a lot about chemicals, and this is your first lesson. This is kind of your first go around with me in this series of lessons. And so if you don't have a really good understanding of cortisol and dopamine and serotonin and adrenaline, go watch my videos, you know, on the four major chemicals that we're dealing with here with these horses' brains and get up to speed. So I'll explain it as we go, but anyway, if you're too lost on the chemicals, go watch another video. So what we're going to be doing here as we start talking to Mud is first I want to start getting his attention, and I want to just see kind of how he and I play back and forth together. So anyway, we'll just get started and talk as we go, because I don't know what he's going to be like. So, before I go, let's talk about being ready to catch your horse. Right, what I don't want to do is walk into my horse and have my lead rope like all wadded up, and I get in there and I'm finally up close enough to touch the bugger and get a hold of him, and then I've got to sit here and fuss around with all of this, right, and get myself ready, because now I've just probably bumped my horse away from me. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my halter, and I just get the two ends, my lead rope about the same, and I'm just going to throw the slack over my shoulder. I've got my halter right here ready to go, and then I've got this little tail piece. You know, if I need to create some energy, or if I need to smack a horse on the butt to drive one away or whatever, I've got a tool ready I can talk with. And then I want to have my halter ready to catch my horse. So I'm going to take the button side of my halter here and the tail side. I'm just going to have these looped over and held in my hand, so that when the time I get up ready to catch my horse, I'm just going to reach over his neck, grab this, and I'm ready to catch my horse. I'm not going to be fumbling around with my lead rope and adding confusion and questions to my horse. So be ready to catch your horse. If you have to take your halter and hide it to go catch your horse, you're missing the point entirely. It's not about the halter. Your horse just knows you're coming to catch him, and your horse isn't ready to be caught. So if you have to do this, or if you walk out to your horse to go catch him and you're walking around like this, you're missing the point. So tune into this video, really get good at getting your horse to where your horse catches you. That's ultimately what we're going to be doing here, is getting Mud to come and catch me. So let's get ourselves ready again, and then we'll go start having a conversation with Mud. Okay, let's go do this. So first thing I want to try, so what's Mud telling me already? He's like, yeah, not happening. He already just turned and walked away. And so he's right now he's covering up that left side. I need to be on his left side in order to catch him. So I'm gonna see what I can do here to position him to where I'm on that left side. So I'm gonna come up around here, put a little pressure, and I want, as soon as he turns, I want to see if I can get him to just hold still. Okay, so this is the side I want to be on, but I got to get my body position here to where I can try to get his attention, right? I want his eyes on me, so I'm going to keep with my pressure. When he looks at me, I'm going to release. Okay, so I want to build his attention and his confidence, because if he can't even look at me for a minute, how the hell am I going to go catch him, right? I want to see if I can get his attention. So I'm going to track with him here. As soon as he looks at me, boy, so he's really protective of that left side, meaning he's not wanting me on his left side at all. So without turning this into maybe a whole nother training video, I'm going to see what I can do here on the right side, and then we'll check on that left side. So I'm getting him to look at me. That's great. Now I want to see if I can keep his attention and wait for him to lick and chew. Because right now he's got some cortisol going on in his brain, which is stress and worry. And I can tell that because he's got his head up, his neck is tight, his ears are alert, and oh, there's my licking and chewing. So he's going to start settling here mentally. When that licking and chewing happens, he's getting a dopamine release. And that dopamine release rewards behavior. It feels good to him. So I want to create as many dopamine releases as I can, or I want him to lick and chew as many times as I can before I go in and get him caught. So that was one time. So now I'm going to apply a little more pressure because he kind of reset, licked and chewed. So I'm going to walk in and I want to try to keep his attention. So I'm kind of walking here. As soon as he looks at me, I'm going to release and come off because he almost left, right? It was almost too much pressure for him and his feet were going to move. So I want to walk in and apply pressure just until I think his feet are about to move, and then I want to release right before they move if I can. So let's try that again. We're going to walk in and I'm just watching to see. So there he looks at me, I want to stop right there. As soon as he looks at me, I want to stop. That's a release. I want to reward him for looking at me or paying attention. And I want him to get this dopamine release for doing it, which will reward him for paying attention. And the more rewarded he is for paying attention, the more he'll want to pay attention. So I want Mud here to want to be caught. So now, like, here we go. We're getting his head down a little bit. Now we're a little more even with his withers. We've got soft, relaxed ears, which means his brain is not in caution mode, meaning he's not as stressed and worried right now as he was 60 seconds ago. So watch his head, neck, and ears when I start to approach. Right now we've got the soft, lazy, relaxed ears, which is great. That means his mind he's engaged, he's here, he's paying attention, and he's not alerted to something else. So let's walk in. We'll see where he says. So right there, Mud is saying, hey, there's my comfort level. There's my bubble, right? I'm going to draw a little mark in the dirt right here for me. That's his current safety bubble, his current flight bubble. If I push through this too fast, he's going to move. So, and that's based on the chemicals going on in his brain. So I'm going to work with him here, see if we can get him to lick and chew a couple of times. So now I'm going in and I'm just going until I about feel like his feet are going to move. Right there, he's leaning a little bit, and I'm going to come back out. So the fast way to catch your horse is to slow down. So we're going to slow down faster so we can get done sooner, because this guy's kind of tough to catch. So we want to build this relationship where he's going to be more comfortable to be caught. I'm walking in, he looks at me. Oh, but see, I went in a little too hard because he turned and left. So I want to start breaking this down with him. I need his mind to be more and more comfortable with my approach, because all he's saying is, hey, your approach is causing me some stress and worry. I think I should leave. And I don't want that. I want him to be able to handle my approach, and he can just say, you know what, I'm just going to relax. So he's only licked and chewed one time. And so let's just wait a minute right here and see. This curiosity might help him lick and chew a little bit. See, I want to just get his mind with me. So I'm watching those ears. He hasn't looked at me yet, so I'm going to just track with him. There he looks at me, and I'm going to release, and there he's licking and chewing. Awesome. We're starting to get somewhere. I want him to lick and chew between every bit of pressure and release, because that's ultimately going to build his confidence with my approach, or with anybody's approach. Because right now his reticular activating system, that chunk in his brain that is in charge of sight, sound, and touch, okay, that's what's triggering him to move, is this part in his brain. It sits right at the base of the brain at the top of the spinal cord, and the reticular activating system is in charge of sight, sound, and touch. And you're going to hear this a bunch as you go through these lessons, because it's the reticular activating system that is causing him to move. There he licked and chewed again. That's 3 times. So it's not that Mud doesn't like me, or even that Mud doesn't want to be caught. I mean, maybe he doesn't want to be caught, but that reticular activating system is just seeing my sight, me moving, the sound of me moving, and then eventually the touch when I get in there. That's what's just causing him to move. So we want to turn that sensitivity down in his mind. We don't want him this sensitive about approach. So we're going to go again right until I think his feet are about to move, right there, and I'm going to get out before his feet move. He was just leaning back, so I'm just watching his muscles, right? I'm just trying to get a feel on my horse here. What is he like? How sensitive is he? How reactive is he? How responsive is he? Right now he's pretty sensitive, and he's reactive, not explosively, but he's not responsive, meaning he's not just staying there and letting me come in and out to him.